What's going on, everybody? Long time no see. I know I've been MIA for a little bit. The reason I haven't been making videos is because I haven't had a laptop. It's been broken and now it's fixed, so here we go. So I posted this picture on Instagram and other social media and asked for some questions. Let's do a Q&A. It sounded like a good idea. Let's read these questions. So, Sean on Twitter says, here's her question. How do you motivate yourself in work and in school and back when I was in school and at the gym? Usually I try to think of how I'm bettering myself. So what am I doing that for? And you know, it's most of the time like I'm going to the gym so that I can feel more confident with how I look, to make more progress, to make myself better. I'm going to school, I don't want to study, but I don't feel like studying, but I'm making myself smarter, I'm making myself better. I feel like it's a good way to motivate yourself. And you said if that's too personal for you, you could answer, what music do you like? Or do both. Love you. Love you too, Sean. My favorite type of music is like indie folk music, funny enough. And then I like electronic dance and pop and stuff like that. So the first question from the Golden How is, how are you? I'm doing really well. How are you? It's Nick says, what is your coming out story at Andrew Goes Places? It's long. I did post a video about that though, so look up Andrew Goes Places coming out story and that'll come up. What has been your biggest achievement to date? Getting my doctorate. I think when I graduated optometry school was one of the best days of my life. Huge achievement, and honestly, it was a lot of work. I'm very proud of myself for doing that. If you were a fruit, what fruit would you be? Lone wolf. A kiwi fruit. Because I eat the skin, and no one else does that. Do you guys eat the skin of kiwi fruits? I think it's so good. Like, you just eat it like an apple. And it's the texture, I like the texture, which is kind of weird. So, that would be me. Mike says, do you like sports? And if so, what teams do you like? Yeah, I love the Orlando Blooms. Wait. No. I think I stole that joke from somewhere. You know, if... I don't really like sports very much. I like to watch football games sometimes if like we're going to the game and I get popcorn. That's pretty much it. Elijah says, how old are you? I am 27. KJ Avatar. Did you build your PC yourself or buy a pre-built? I actually built that one. I did that. It's really not that hard. I'm sure you could Google it and do it yourself. It's pretty much what I did. And mine works great. Plays video games very well. John Chris J. What are your top workout tips? Do something. That's my top workout tip. So, I mean, I have a lot of friends that don't work out and they say like, no, I didn't want to go today because I don't know what I'm doing, or I didn't want to go because it's going to be busy and I feel like a lot of people are going to see me and judge me. No, if you do go in there and just do something, work out on the elliptical or do cardio or sit-ups or pull-ups, just make sure you're making an effort to try and get in there and do something. You'll get some results, right? Martin says, have you ever dated a Latino? Yes, I have. For several months. Didn't work out. Nightstar says, are you a fan of Lana Del Rey? Absolutely. I love Lana Del Rey. Tell you all the time. Martin says, have you ever done a threesome? Maybe. Amir says, am I cute? Yes. I didn't see your picture, but I know you're cute. What's your, I thought that was social security number at first. I was like, okay. What's your screen name and what lane do you play? I have an account called Andrew Goes Places on League of Legends, and I play mostly top lane. I can do middle lane as well, pretty well. And the other lanes and stuff, I just don't really care that much. I'm not very good, so. Captain says, did you get Arbor a costume for Halloween? She was a pumpkin. When you, I was just doing this. When you smile, you always squeeze your tongue in between your teeth. Any particular reason why? No, I don't know. It's how I smile. I don't do it on purpose. See how my tongue is right there? I just feel like it's natural. I don't know. If I don't, I feel like I have to pull my tongue back and that feels forced. Squilliam says, what are your thoughts on Pietro Baselli? Yes, absolutely. Moo Moo says, do people come up to you and say hi because they recognize you from social media? Yeah, it's happened a lot so far. YouTube and that kind of stuff, I feel like I develop a relationship with a lot of you guys. So I love that you guys would come up and tell me about yourselves as much as I tell you about me. Colin says, have you ever been in a long distance relationship? And if so, would you recommend it? Or would you wait for the right person who's closer? I've done a lot of long distance. I dated a guy while I was in optometry school. We actually dated for several years and were long distance. I've talked to other guys long distance since then too. And all I can say is that it cannot work personally. Long distance will not work for very long. You can't be long distant without insight of moving, or you can't be, I don't think long distance works very well unless that's the type of relationship that you and the other person want. Something a little bit more uninvolved, maybe something that is, you know, a lot more phone and FaceTime based, right? Where you're not gonna get to hold or see that person every day. And some people really like that. I think that works really well for them, but if you're the type of person that needs constant and like very heavy amounts of affection and communication, I don't think it'll work. It could work maybe for a little bit, maybe with a goal of moving closer to each other, but not if it doesn't have that goal. If you were in Westeros, which house would you want to be in? Mexican Pedro? Targaryen. Yeah, absolutely. Big Mac Benny says, will you ever do a meetup? What do you guys think? Do you guys think I should do a meetup? I don't know. I mean, I think it'd be cool even if like 3 people came just to meet a couple of you guys at maybe like a coffee shop or something like that. But I don't really know anything about how to do that. Like, do I just say one day I'm gonna be somewhere? And I don't know. It just seems a little bit sketchy. I would love to meet you guys. So I will absolutely do a meetup. I think I should just wait for the right time. Maybe once I hit 100,000 YouTube subscribers, that will be my celebration, is a meetup. I think that's what I'll do. Which dynamic duo describes yours and Dylan Kenneth Hogan's relationship the best? What's that show with Paris Hilton and Nicole Richie? The Simple Life? Mark Lefison says, did you ever have anxiety at one point? If so, how'd you deal with it? Actually, I had what was called trichotillomania, and I would twist my hair back here and pull it out to the point of having bald spots. Eventually it got so bad that I pulled all this out and was starting right here. That was when I was a little bit younger. And it was all linked to anxiety, and it was messing with my sleep and everything like that. I found that for me, my therapy was video games, actually. Sitting down and playing a video game for a little bit, even a stressful video game, would help relax me. And then I also got medical help. I went and needed to get prescription medication for a little bit to kind of level me out before I could get off of it and handle it on my own. But do not be afraid to ask for help if you have anxiety. Omer the Perplex says, what childish things do you still enjoy doing? Love your vids, thanks. Everything. I am a kid at heart. Actually, I was hanging out with Ryan the other day, and he asked me, how do you feel about trampoline parks? And I was like, what do you think? And he goes, I imagine it would be something you would love because you get to act like a 5-year-old. And I was like, that's it, exactly it, yes. Anything, I mean, I watch Adventure Time every day. Literally every day I watch a kid's cartoon. I play with my dog like I'm 5. I play video games so much. I am still so childish, and I'm okay with that. Ian says, what's your favorite song of all time? I think it would be Good Night and Goodbye by an artist named Marie, M-R-E-E. She's actually a YouTuber, she's pretty small. I've been listening to her for several years, six years or so now. Anytime I'm feeling sad, I listen to her music. It's that indie folk, indie pop music. It's very quiet and chill. And some people think it's very depressing, but for me, it makes me feel so good. Just listening to her beautiful voice do these runs to me is just amazing, and it always makes me feel good. The Nosy Panda says, out of curiosity, why don't you follow, or if you do, it's very few, any Asian male or black male Instagram accounts? Also, have you ever dated a black or Asian guy? Thanks, Andrew. Do I follow less? I don't have many black or Asian friends personally here in Denver. It's sad because it's not a very diverse city, and that's something that pushes me away a little bit. But yeah, I guess I don't realize that I don't follow that many. I have dated an Asian guy. I've been on dates with black guys, multiple black guys, but I've never actually like been in a relationship with one. Not against it. I'm not against any of that. I think there are definitely black and Asian guys that appeal to me. Nick Lavere says, what's your favorite sex toy and what's a good wine pairing for it? Actually, it's a 10-inch real skin dildo with balls, and I really would prefer a cab with that. No. Dylan Kenneth Hogan, Dylan, says, what were the primary reasons for you being so porn in 2017? And do you have plans carrying on this theme into the new year? Back off! Rude!
Don't be fucking rude. Are you kidding me?
Ria Marku says, has any of your patients recognized you from YouTube? Yeah, they have. I've had several patients come into my clinic because they Googled me and found me where I am. And I totally don't care, and it's totally cool if you say, hey, I see you on YouTube and stuff like that, but I don't have time to talk about it. I have 20-minute exam slots, so I have several patients and I can get in a lot of trouble if I get really far behind, so I won't really be able to talk about it. I just have to do your exam and then get out of there. Not the place for you to come to talk to me as a YouTuber, it's the place for you to come to talk to me as a optometrist. Says, why you wear a Speedo now after saying you would never wear a Speedo? I didn't say I would never wear a Speedo. I gave pretty good reasons why I didn't. And the main one was I wasn't comfortable doing it. And then once I found something that I felt comfortable wearing, I did. Another big reason back then was because I had a boyfriend that was not necessarily sheltered, but I was afraid that we'd get jealous, so I didn't want to wear it either. But I'm not in that relationship anymore, so. Do you have any advice for young LGBT people, says Brayden? Yeah, it's gonna get better. Too Much Heaven 1995 says, favorite sex position? This one, you know. Are you into Asian guys? Shailen Fong. Yes. And all guys. Aunt B says, why are you struggling in this photo? Wasn't struggling, that's my goofy face. Shrum says, who is your favorite celebrity? Amelia Clark. And where would you recommend for sightseeing in Colorado, especially Denver? Sightseeing in Colorado, drive up to Estes Park, go to Rocky Mountain National Forest if you have time. It's amazing. It's like Trail Ridge Road. It's one of the prettiest drives I've ever done. And then the drive up to Boulder, Colorado is very beautiful, and Boulder is really pretty to walk around. And then in Denver itself, Larimer Square is very fun, but yeah, it's pretty great. And then Arkansas, steer clear. What's the most attractive thing a guy can do? Oh my God, I love like a gentleman. Somebody that holds the door open, just a modern, classy gentleman, because I feel like I try to be that a lot of the times too. Yeah, opens doors for you, holds the chair out for you. Anything like that is just so attractive to me. Even though we'd probably be fighting to see who could be the better gentleman, but that sounds really fun to me. Bran says, Bran, from Game of Thrones? I have a cousin who recently came out, he's 15, and I'm wondering if you have any gay relatives. I actually have a gay brother, funny enough, stepbrother, and he came out to me several years after I came out to him. Only when they're comfortable, right? And so all I can say is be supportive. What kind of underwear do you wear? I wear briefs mostly. All brands, Calvin Klein, a lot of that. G Yonks, would you ever consider acting or modeling? Funny you mention that. I've done some like stupid modeling stuff with a couple of my friends that want stuff for their portfolios and stuff. I'm not very good. But acting is something that I've always really liked to do. I auditioned for Disney Channel when I was 15, and I got a call back, but it was far and my parents didn't want me to go, so I didn't end up doing it. But I've taken some acting class and stuff like that. I have a huge interest in it, but we'll see where that goes. Stay tuned. And then Erwin says, what's your favorite body part to work out? Chest. I think chest is a lot of fun to work out. I feel like it's rewarding, and it's something that takes forever to get bigger, and then once it finally starts to get bigger, you're like blown away by it. All right, so let's go to Facebook for the last question here. How to bottom and make it feel good? I think that's a good note to end on. All right, Arbor, you wanna come say hi to the YouTube? Come here. Look at all these lights. All right, Arbor got some time on the camera too. So I have several new videos planned coming out very soon. Be sure you subscribe if you don't already. Leave a like if you like the Q&A and want to see more of that kind of stuff. Helps out. I'll see you guys soon. Remember, never stop learning.